So, you're the rookie. My name is Frank, but you can address me with my full title as Acclaimed Inferno Designer of the Forgotten Realms of Lower Hell. I earned that title through years of hard work, so be sure to remember it. Now, come here, concentrate, and take notes. The sooner we finish, the sooner you'll come in handy. To begin, you'll need to know how to navigate your circle of hell. There are several ways to do this. You can move the camera around freely and increase speed with the speed up button. Alternatively, you can drag the camera by moving the cursor to the edge of the screen. See which one suits you best. By the way, you don't have to commit to using one method. Use them as you please. Okay, enough talking. We need iron, coal, and dirt. Give the orders to dig, and gather the necessary resources so we can move on. To start, choose the dig action, and decide which tiles to dig up. Bear in mind that most of the sinners are unqualified blockheads. They'll only complete tasks in places they can actually reach. Marking a tile to be dug up, with no path to reach it, won't work. You can always undo your orders though. Just use the cancel action and choose which tasks you want to stop. Want certain tasks to be prioritized over the others? Simply open the priority screen. The numbers you see mark each task's current priority. Increase or decrease it with the corresponding buttons. The higher the priority, the sooner the task is going to be completed, as long as it's possible, of course, for a sinner to reach the place. Now, since you have the basic know-how, get to work. gathered the resources. Well then, you should start making good use of them, shouldn't you? In hell, we care about one thing in particular: suffering. To generate it, you're going to need torture devices. For starters, let's build a simple one. How about an Iron Maiden? Select it by going to the Build menu at the bottom of the screen and choosing the Tortures category. You can also use the shortcut button to open the menu. Select the Iron Maiden from the list of torture devices. Notice that each structure requires space, so you could clear out some rubble before building, but if you don't, your sinners will take care of freeing up room for building. So don't worry your pretty little hell manager head. It would be good to tell you how torturing works. Click on the Iron Maiden and I'll show you what's what. The structure name is at the very top of the card. Below it, a level indicating how many times you can upgrade the building. You can check the upgrade cost by hovering over the upgrade button. An upgrade can improve several things. It can shorten the work cycle, increase the amount of resources provided by the building, or change its effect on the sinners. If it's a torture device, the number of traits compatible with that machine may also increase. Further below, you'll find information about the structure's type and the time it needs to complete a cycle. What's a cycle, I hear you ask? Good question, rookie. In simple terms, you'll surely understand. A cycle is the time needed for a structure to generate resources. Keep in mind both the time required as well as the resource quantity vary between structures. The right-hand side of the card shows crucial information for each building. For torture devices, these are traits which are compatible with this device. As you can see, the Iron Maiden uses the blood trait. That means if you assign a sinner with that trait to it, you'll be able to squeeze additional suffering out from them each cycle. Look to the bottom left of the card now. That's the place where you assign sinners to structures. The number of slots determines how many sinners can be assigned. Now, let us pick an unlucky soul that will generate us some suffering. Finally. First, open the population screen. Either move your cursor to the icon and confirm your choice, or simply press the shortcut button. Lots of stuff here, right? This, in general, corresponds to the information on the individual sinner cards, accessed by selecting the sinners. From the left, dossier picture, condition, needs level, skills, status effects, scheduled tasks, special trait, and their deadly sin. Find someone who has the blood trait, and select them to center the camera on them, then close the population menu. Now drag and drop that sinner onto the Iron Maiden to start the torture. Hurry, hurry! I talked so much I got thirsty. Which reminds me, your sinners are probably thirsty too. Do we care? Not really, but we kind of need to pretend we do. Better take care of those bastards before they perish and end up in limbo. What? Surprised you have to tend to the sinners? You see, we expand hell and gather suffering using sinners, and that can take its toll. Sometimes to the point of them perishing from exhaustion. In general, we shouldn't let that happen. After all, a sinner in limbo is of no use to us. So we feed them, let them drink, and sleep, just so we can exploit them forever. If we didn't do that, those worms would get used to the constant torturing, and we wouldn't be able to gather as much suffering. But I digress. Let's take a look at the structures we have in place to keep those rotting buggers working. Open the food category under the build action. Here's the rundown. On the left, you can select the product you want to manufacture. The lower a product is on the list, the more advanced it is, and the more requirements you have to meet in order to generate it. Above the structure panel, there are descriptions that will help you distinguish the types of buildings. Now for the structures. Generally speaking, to generate a resource, you need one building of each type: production, process, and provide. Let's use Smelly Goop as an example. Manufacturing a meal, even as basic as this, requires 3 buildings: a flesh farm to produce, a cauldron manned by a sinner to process, and a trough, which is used to provide the finished product. But the hell circle we're in is not a basic one, so basic food will not suffice. Instead, we're going to produce some simple meals. 2 of the required buildings are already in place. That leaves the mushroom farm. Build it, and be quick about it. Alright, that's done, but at this pace we'll have to wait eons before the field kitchen cycle completes. Upgrade the mushroom farm so the process speeds up. Did you forget how that's done? Oh well, just open the mushroom farm's card and press the upgrade button. Now, add a center to the field kitchen so the production can start. Open the structure card and press the green plus icon under the center slot. Once done, someone will come and start cooking. It's best to handpick a sinner who possesses the best cooking skills. Take your time, pick whoever. Ha! Kidding. You think I have all day? Do as you're told and make it snappy. By carrying out a task over and over, sinners will become better at them, and their skill level will increase. It looks like I'm a great teacher, because so far, everything is going smoothly. Not that I was expecting otherwise. You know how production, processing, and providing works, so we can move on to the needs your sinners have. There are 4. Hunger, thirst, fatigue, and... evacuation. We just talked about satisfying hunger. Thirst works in the same way. For fatigue, you need to build structures available in the rest category, like a paper box or a bed. And to let sinners evacuate, you're going to need to build simple latrines. A fun fact, a simple latrine, the only structure that lets sinners relieve themselves, is also the one that provides the raw material for making the most basic thirst-quenching drink: dirty water. That's why evacuation doesn't have its own building category. Any questions? Heh, just kidding. I wouldn't answer even if you had any. Now, let's get to the more intermediate part of the training. Focus up, rookie, because I don't like repeating myself. Most of the things are already in place, but I didn't have time to set up beds. I don't intend to have cardboard laying around in a circle of hell under my name, so place 2 beds anywhere you like. Wait, what the? Now, I'm certain that I already paid for the technology required to construct beds in this circle. Never mind. You'll just have to unlock it yourself so we can move on. Right, I haven't explained research yet. A tiny oversight. Anyway, at first you have low-level authorization, so no unlocking is required for basic structures. But who knows? Maybe down the line you'll end up getting promoted. And you'll be able to unlock more hellish creations. Now, you need 2 buildings from the special category, a crystal refinery and the research stones. The former lets you collect green crystals, which, in turn, you're going to use to pay for new technologies using the latter. To build both, you're going to need a new resource. The essence gathered from sacrificing sinners. Now we're getting to the part that gets me excited. Remember me saying you need to take care of the sinners? Well, our magnificent master designed hell so thoughtfully that not only can we use sinners for all eternity, but we can also finish them off whenever we feel like and get rewarded for that too. But The better the condition of a sinner when you end them, the more essence you can extract. That's why it might be worthwhile to look after them out to a point, so there are always those ready to be sacrificed. To obtain essence from a sinner, you can simply stop taking care of their needs and let them perish that way. But doing so will not yield you much essence. It's best to find someone in good shape, hover the cursor over them, open the menu that lets you finish off a sinner, and choose how you want to finish them. If one's not enough, finish off some more. But not all of them. Someone has to do the grunt work. Also, if there's an inspection and management finds out, you may get demoted for low productivity. Not that I know anything about that. Go on now, gather us some essence. This never gets old. Now build both buildings, a crystal refinery and the research stones. Open the build menu and choose special structures to find them. Now that you have the buildings, start digging up some green crystals.